Greetings, dear hearts. So, surprise miracles are really fun. And one of my favorite ways to ask for surprise miracles is flowers. I just love asking for surprise flowers. And so sometimes it'll come, I'll get a card in the mail and it has flowers on the front, right? But I'm going to talk about 2 times it was so fun that I had flowers on my surprise miracles list. And the first time I wrote it, my mom called that night and she had just started dating this guy at 75. Yes, they were both 75. And she hadn't dated anyone ever because she'd married my father when she was 21 and he had passed 2 years earlier. And this was her first date since she was 19. So she asked for a lot of advice. And so in the dating process, as usually happens, there was a little bit of a tiff. And she called me one evening and said, "Oh, I'm just ending it. No, it's not working. No, because he did this and that and this and that." And I said, whoa, what makes you think you're so perfect? Can we talk about a little bit of forgiveness here and a little bit of understanding and talking this through instead of just throwing out the baby with the bathwater? So anyway, I can coach even my mama. And I did. And she calmed down. She goes, "Yes, maybe I do need to give him a call. And yes, and you're right. I need to talk this through and just see if there's another side to the story I'm not seeing." And of course there was. At any rate, 2 days later, my mother, 2 days later, or maybe it was the next day. Anyway, this huge, humongous bouquet of flowers comes, and I go, "I'm not dating anybody. Who's this come from?" My mom. Yeah. "Thank you, sweetheart. You're such an awesome counselor, and I just wanted to say how much I appreciate you listening to me and helping me through this relationship because it's very important to me. Sincerely, Mom." So, for many days to come, I had that gorgeous flower bouquet on my table. So that was one. Another one, this happened a couple years later. Again, I said, and I put surprise flowers on my miracle list. And this was fun because I had just started dating a gentleman. And one day we were walking by a florist shop and I said, "Oh gosh, I just love flowers so much. Kind of makes me think of Paris." And he said, "Did you know I'm a master gardener?" And I said, "What does that mean?" And so he talked to me for quite a while about how much he loved plants. And sure enough, eventually I got to see his place and he had tons of gorgeous plants in his garden and in his home. And he started giving me plants because he really liked me. And flower after flower, these were potted plants now, would come. Every time he'd come over, he'd bring a new, you had to have this one. Oh no, you don't have one of these. And now that you have those colors, you need this color to go with it. So I had a very large deck at the time on our home in Omaha, Nebraska. And it was a deck that was so low. It was just 2 steps to the ground. So it didn't have a railing. It was just, big open deck. It was really beautiful. And so I noticed that he'd started putting them along the side, right near one of the steps. And then he started putting them someplace else. And pretty soon that deck was covered with flowers. I mean, would you like to see my botanical garden back in the backyard? Yeah, okay. And so every time someone would come over to visit me, I'd say, "Oh, you have to take a plant. I love giving plants away." So as fast as he was bringing them, I was giving them away. But think about it, sweethearts. I'd asked for flowers. And boy, oh boy, did I get them. So, what are you asking for today? Later.